Hey, what's up everyone? Mike here from The Art of Guitar. Today is going to be a guitar nerd edition, which means we're going to go deep into some theory stuff, but we're going to make it very practical for people who really want to improvise over, backing tracks at first, but eventually, hopefully you can join a band, jump on stage and feel what that's like. All right, so let's start right off with the basic concept of we're going to be playing. If you are a subscriber to the website, you know how we like to label things. So we have the color system when it comes to the 3-note per string scale. And we also have the cage system in which we talk about forms 1 through 5. So today we're going to be playing along to a backing track that's revolving around the A7 chord. And so we're going to take this fourth form and it's going to look like this. And what I really want you to pay attention to are where the root notes are. So we have the 6th string 5th fret, that's A. 4th string 7th fret, that's A. And then 1st string 5th fret, A as well. So we get this little strange kind of a triangle shape when it comes to knowing where our root notes are. Very important. All right, so we have the A7 chord. And that's going to be playing in the background. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the backing track and improvise a little bit over it. Then we're going to go back and kind of look at the different scales and modes that I chose to go with. And we'll break them down, okay? Okay, that was a lot of fun. Let's break it down and show you that when you get to higher levels of soloing and improvising, you start to see things start to blend together and you have a lot of options in different situations. So because we're thinking A and it's more of a A7 type sound, I've got some flexibility going on and I like to start off with a minor pentatonic. So that first little part is just minor pentatonic. So we have... And I'm not really going to try to break down every lick to teach it to you so that you could play it. I just want to show you more of the concept so that you can improvise on your own using these same type of ideas. Okay, so we have that. To give it a little bit of color, I added a little bend to this C note. I went. And then I did some funky Prince step stuff, but it's all based in the minor pentatonic scale. So we have the 2 5th frets here. And then I went down to the D note and I just went. So you can totally see the minor pentatonic in that. And then this part's fun. I switched to a different type of sound. So I went to a different mode. And if you guys are familiar with Mixolydian mode, that's what I went into. So on the website, what I like to do is the color system. So what we could do is we could break this down into the green form. And so it would look like this. If we're thinking of starting from A, it would look like this. Okay, the green form's pretty cool because when you reach up, it peaks out a little bit. You get an extra note in there, an extra third interval. As you come down, you see the flat 7's going to be in there. Remember that the Mixolydian mode is just a major with a flatted 7th. So if you listen, your ear probably wants to hear this. But when it comes to Mixolydian, that 7th note is flat. All right. So if you follow that all the way up, that's what you get as far as the green form is. Remember, you can reach down, hit that G, which is the flat 7. So with that concept in mind, here's what I did. All right, so we start right off here, 8th fret, and I walk down the mode like this. And you might wonder about this note here. I bent it up a half step. So it's actually playing this note. So when you hear this, don't count this as the note, okay? It's actually that, in essence. Okay, so let's walk down again. Then I just went down the rest of the mode. So it's a real blatant use of that mode when I walk down. So one more time. Okay, so then the second half, I did the same type of intro, but then I walked up kind of a different way. So what I tried to do is go to A major pentatonic. So if you know that one, we have this. a great scale to know, and it's one of the ones I like to practice a lot and then throw in different variations just to make it more interesting. So in this case, I'm going to throw in the minor third, which is going to create a major blues scale. So here's what I did. If you took the major blues scale, it would sound like this. So I walked up using the major blues scale. That's a classic move. I love doing that one. And then I went into this old sort of Skinner type thing. It's like a circular motif. So practice that one. That's a great one to throw in. It takes up a lot of space and sounds very musical. And then I just hit a couple of high notes together. I did a double stop because you can't go wrong. It's the old Chuck Berry. So we have the A and the E at the same time. And then what I did was I went to a little bit of a Dorian mode just for a second. I did this bend, which is like a country type bend. Love the sound of that. So we're just playing here with the pinky on the C, and then we're reaching down and we're hitting the F sharp and bending up just a little bit so it becomes a G. It's like going like this, but with a bend. Then right back to the Chuck Berry. By the way, for Dorian, we have this. Alright, Dorian is minor with a raised sixth. And the way I like to label it so people can remember, this is part of the red form. So the red form seems to be a lot of people's favorite forms because it's so symmetrical in a way. We're going to utilize it in kind of a country way at the end, where I go like this. All right, that's fun little double stop pull off right there. Followed by a backwards rake. I love doing this because you really feel like you're grabbing the rhythm. It's kind of weird sounding slow, but when you put it into context, it just fits. And for the end, I just had some fun with the rest of that Dorian. I went from D to C, A to G, and I kind of bent it up at the end to sort of simulate like I was going back to the tonic, the A. I don't think I quite made it when I did the actual recording of it. All right, so that very ending, think Dorian here. That's the breakdown. So if any of this was confusing, jump on the website. I like to teach, like I said, certain ways. Like the color system seems to help a lot of people memorize these 3-note per string scales way better, especially when you know all 7 of them and you connect them all together. And then also the cage system. So putting it all together for this fun little improvised jam, just to show you what goes through my head a little bit when I'm improvising. So hopefully you can use 1 or 2 of those ideas, maybe all of them, and hopefully upgrade your improvising a little bit. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.